Here we go. Holy shit. Nice. I'm not really into my cruisers, but that's quite a sweet looking bike. Man, that feels really lumpy. It's all about the VMAX, really. Look at this. Carbon fibre all the way around. It's usually got aluminium scoops, but this is all carbon. Beautiful. That's some of the biggest forks I think I've ever seen on a bike. 52mm forks. I suppose you class this as a super sports cruiser, maybe. So we're just going to take out a little cruise. I am being followed by a policeman. I actually have a police escort, I'm not joking, so I can't be too much of a dick. So what does this bike feel like? At this sort of speed, feels like a cruiser. Feels like a really comfy cruiser. It's a little bit more jiggly. It's not like a really soft cruiser ride. It's got a little bit of firmness to it. It does feel heavy. Like at slow speed, like back there, you really feel it. It's funny enough, at this sort of speed, wow, it's incredibly flickable. There might be something to do with the brand new tyres on it as well, but it's really quite impressive in terms of how well it holds its weight on the road. At slow speed, yeah, you definitely notice it. Oh, I'd just love to open this thing up, but I've got a lot of people behind me, and one of them's a policeman, so I can't just be a dick and hammer it around like an idiot, much as I'd like to. Oh, this is so cool. I've wanted to ride one of these for so many years. I remember seeing one of these going down the road when I was like 14, and I was just like, what the fuck is that? And it just rinsed down the road, leaving black lines down the road, and that was kind of one of my first experiences. When I saw that bike, I was just like, I need to get a motorbike. And here I am, 15 years or so later, and this is quite an experience for me, this. Let's just drop it down a gear. Holy shit. Damn, that thing's got a lot of pull. It's, weirdly, you have to rev it quite a lot, it seems. At low revs, it's obviously got a lot of pull, but I was revving it about sort of 2,000 to 3,000 roll on, and yeah, it was alright. But it's when you get to like 4,000 or 5,000, when you roll on from that, Jesus, you can just get a tiniest little taste of the sort of torque this thing has. Unfortunately, on these roads, I don't think I'm gonna actually figure out how much torque this thing has to offer. But still, just the experience of riding this thing, it's so cool. Oh, look at that aerial atom at the side of the road. Sweet. I mean, it's about 17 grand, I think, this bike, which is just a ridiculous amount of money. This is probably even more, because this has got all the carbon fibre on it all the way over. It looks stunning. When you think cruiser, you don't think sort of cutting edge technology. You think of like some 1950s chassis and an old school engine bolted onto it, but this is pretty cutting edge. This has got like a lot of sort of superbike technology. You know, like the slipper clutch, ride-by-wire throttle, V4 motor. It's a really tech piece of kit, this. Here we go. Good Lord. Now this road's getting pretty bumpy. There's a lot of crests up and down. It's doing a pretty good job. I guess it's just because it's so bloody heavy, it's just irons out the bumps in the road. Again, probably in the wrong gear there, but this thing's got torque for days, man. It's ridiculous. Like, you'll never really utilise all this power on the road, I don't think. But then where else are you going to ride this? This certainly ain't a track bike. I think I'm still trying to sort of ride this like a sport bike, so I'm keeping it in the lower gears and using the rail. I think, to be honest, you can just stick this thing in fourth and just, you know, ride it like a big maxi scooter if you wanted to. And yeah, I'm surprised about the clutch. It feels incredibly light. Dare I say, it's surprisingly easy to ride. When you're rolling along, it's really well balanced. It's definitely not a cruiser as such, and it's definitely not a sport bike, but it's definitely somewhere in the middle. Alright, here we go. Holy shit! That was light in the back tyre up there. I was just spinning down the road. It's surprisingly nimble, I have to say. I'm actually quite surprised at how nimble this thing is while it's rolling along. So we'll go down a gear. Holy shit! Yeah, that's fast. What sort of person would buy this bike, I wonder? It's just at that sort of price as well. I guess maybe someone who's had sport bikes and now they just want something a bit more comfortable, but they don't want to lose that speed. Then yeah, sure, why not? This is sport bike performance, at least in a straight line at least, but it's really comfy and it's just got so much presence and so much style and passion. I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, if you want passion you have to go Italian, you have to go European. Bullshit. Take one of these out for a ride and tell me that this is loaded with excitement and passion. Like, the fact that a group of people went into a room and came up with the idea for this and built it is just awesome. It's just awesome. We need more bikes like this, bikes that are just completely fucking nuts. Just bonkers, that make absolutely no sense, that are just completely ridiculous. This bike is just ridiculous, but it's just ridiculously awesome as well. I can see the appeal, definitely. It definitely feels, I don't know, it actually does snatch a little bit of low revs, but then it's kind of understandable with the amount of power and the size of this bloody engine. Like, there's a fair amount of engine braking. That's just what's causing the snatchiness when you drop off the throttle. You can literally see it. It's almost like putting the back brake on. This gives you a little taste, just the tiniest little idea of what this bike can do. Do you know what? I'd love to take this out on the track. I wonder if they'll let me take this on the track. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how well it does tip in, but you definitely feel a little bit of push when you do tip it into the corner. I mean, that's, again, it's a 300 and something kilogram bike without fuel, so that's kind of to be expected. But really, honestly, I was expecting this thing to just be a big wallowy mess, and it's really not. I get the impression you can really hustle this thing, but we're not going to get a chance to do that today, I don't think. But still, that's yeah, that's pretty much a dream come true for me, riding this thing. It's one of those things, I've always been into sport bikes, but the VMAX is kind of, you know, I'm not a cruiser guy at all, but the VMAX is one of those bikes that's just like, that's just awesome, I have to ride it. I don't think I've ever ridden anything with quite as much presence as this, you just look at it and it just looks scary, you know? People look at you and they think, fuck, that guy's going to murder me. Look at the bike he's on. Oh, I envy anyone who has one of these. I really do. But again, I get this sort of impression. It's the same with sport bikes as well, to be fair. If you're just riding them on the road all the time, then you never really reach the performance of them. With this, it's just, I get the impression it's just, you know, chuck it into the corner, roll it in, power it out and leave big black lines everywhere. I think it's that sort of bike. I don't think it's the sort of bike that you could probably take around a track. I mean, you probably could, but I don't think the ground clearance is the best. I think you'd probably be scraping bits and bobs all over the place. But I don't really know where you'd ever really use all that power on the road. No, that's bollocks, actually. I'm sure I'd find a way. That was really good fun. Perfect! What a fucking machine. VMAX, baby. Haha. It says see you next time as well on the little screen. That's awesome. Were you behind me, were you? Yeah.
Yeah, let it go.
Huh?
Let it go.
Just look at that thing. It's just nuts. This is a piece of kit, this thing, I tell you. Shaft drive. There's your clicker adjustments there for your preload. It's really useful these days. It's a good thing about modern bikes now, it's just so easy to make all your adjustments. You've got a little clicker adjustment down there. Up top here you've got all your clicker adjustments for your front suspension as well. Beautiful, beautiful, love it. Probably never get a chance to ride one again. But that's it, that is the Yamaha VMAX. Now, what's next?